Welcome back, Sports Tonight, on your award-winning, sports-loving channels, television. We are taking a look at the 2018 CAF Awards. Yes, it's been done in Dakar, Senegal, but we are analyzing the winners and, following up on some major talking points that came out of the CAF Awards. Let's talk about the Youth Player of the Year. That one had Wilfred Ndidi, but that's it right there. Achraf Hakimi of Morocco and Borussia Dortmund won that one. Fantastic guy, lovely, talented player. But Wilfred Ndidi, on a good day, also deserves to win this award. Men's Team of the Year, Mauritania. We couldn't start, debating why Mauritania, of course, they're qualifying for the AFCON. Uganda also did qualify and all of that. But it's a testament of what you said. African football is on the rise. So before you would have seen Ghana here, Nigeria, Cameroon, Egypt, but no, Mauritania got down. Women's Team of the Year, it goes to tell you that whatever happens to football in Nigeria, don't touch women's football.
Yeah, don't. Yeah, don't go there. It's quite easily the most successful national team in sports in Nigeria, and it's quite wonderful. In Africa, really, because you look at what the Falcons have been able to achieve. It was quite unprecedented, winning the AFCON again, even though there are loads of people who argued that they didn't quite play so well, but the mentality was there, the desire was there to win the tournament, and they did. So congratulations to them, and to Mauritania too. Yeah. I mean, achieving something quite sensational. No one thought that a team like Mauritania would qualify for the AFCON. And you've got to give credit to CAF, because with a 16-team tournament, that doesn't happen. Now, expanding the team to 24 teams is something that has given the likes of Mauritania, the Ugandans, a little bit of hope that if you play well, if you stick to your guns, you can be able to achieve the best. Having said that, when you mention some of the teams who won't be at AFCON and you talk about Mauritania, it's a huge achievement, and credit to them. You're looking at the Super Falcons and the joy of victory, the joy of being able to get over the line again, and winning that trophy yesterday was quite deserving.
And I'm sure they'll put out calls to the NFF and say, see again, no. You went to awards, you didn't win anything, and it's the Super Falcons that is giving you an award. Look, we will keep talking about it. The ladies deserve more than what they give.
Yeah, they do. When you look at the circumstances surrounding how they won this tournament, after they won the last one in Cameroon, they didn't play any game for over a year. They were totally abandoned. And when they finally played one, they lost by 8-0 to France. And the preparations was just not tidy at all. But in spite of that, they grew into the competition. When games came, they lost their first game to South Africa. That didn't discourage them at all. Won the subsequent games, and even when they met the South Africans in the final, they were very, 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 very technically sound, and they got the job done. When you look at this team and what they've been through, really, you have to give credit to them for winning this competition, and imagine that the top team in Africa, they deserve it.
That's what it is. So the Super Falcons, I take a bow anytime, any day. We're hoping that they will go to the World Cup in France and give us a beautiful story to talk about. Let's see other winners from the 2018 CAF Award. The Men's Coach of the Year, Hervé Renard, is gradually becoming a model for football coaching in Africa. And he loves African football. And yes, he won that award easily. Desiree Ellis, South African coach of the Bayana. Thomas Dennerby was in that mix also, but give it up to Desiree Ellis and the work she has done for women's football in South Africa.
Also, 10 years ago, Bayanas against Super Falcons would be a cricket score.
9-1.
It would be quite very easy, but you're looking at what Desiree has been able to do with the Bayana. You're looking at the youngsters coming through, the excitement, and give credit to Safa, because the structure they've been able to put into women's football, the finances they've been able to put into women's football, sponsors are falling over themselves to be able to develop women's football in South Africa. That's why they could go toe-to-toe with Nigeria. You're looking at what they've been able to achieve as a team. It's quite wonderful, because I don't think that the Falcons will go into the next AFCON thinking it's our birthright to win.
No way.
I don't think they will do that because of what the structure, and this is what we've been saying over the years. Give women's football the necessary attention. Give it the necessary funds. Give it the necessary support. And then you don't know where our football would go from here. Maybe we'll be challenging for the World Cup.
I totally agree. And I'll get you talking, Joseph. Desiree Ellis didn't just win the Women's Coach of the Year. Women's Player of the Year also went to a South African player, Christiana Gatlana.
Yeah, we saw that coming. I mean, at the Nations Cup, she was phenomenal. You know, we did say something earlier that it's important to put African football first. I don't agree with Desiree winning it. I understand that South Africa, in terms of structure, they would always have it well ahead of us. But if we are trying to advertise African football, if you're trying to make sure that African football takes the center stage, trying to look at the Nations Cup being a Nations Cup year, we should expect that whoever emerges, you know, at least to a great extent, she should be named Coach of the Year. I know she's done a great job, but in a Nations Cup year, trying to market African, I mean, it's like a World Cup year, not putting the best player that emerged as the World Cup, as the best player in the World Cup, not naming him. It will be very, very odd. I do believe that Tenebi should have probably been given the award, but I understand. But as for Katlana...
I'm just trying to...
It's a Nations Cup year. You know, you did say something, that it's a Nations Cup year. Let us try as much as possible to put Nations Cup at the heart of it. Let's not just look at club side.
But Joseph, you shouldn't lose sight of the fact
Look how Madrid didn't win the World Cup.
He didn't win the World Cup. And guess what?
But he won the best player in the tournament. And he went on to be named as the best player in the world.
You shouldn't lose sight. And guess who won? Guess who won the best player at the tournament? Gatlana.
Yeah.
Won the goal of the tournament, won the goal of the year, won the player of the tournament. Now, you cannot lose sight. Fine, we won on penalties. In all honesty, do we deserve to win the game? I don't think so.
I think so.
I don't think we deserve to win the game. So I think Desiree has done well. And Austin, when you consider where South Africa have come from and where we've come from, I mean, we have a big gap.
I know that, but when you consider what we went through after we won the last AFCON, that we were off for over 13 months. You guys would know that we went through a lot of...
You were making beautiful points.
Difficult situation
and I love it, and that's good balance. In your bong is saying that, don't get carried away that the Super Falcons won it. Gatlana was beautiful.
No, we know that.
At the championship. South Africa, as a country, did a good job. Joseph played about 16 friendly matches before the African Women's Cup of Nations.
That's organization.
And you said...
We could have played that too if we had an FA who was also interested. Yes.
Joseph.
We were abandoned for
Joseph is...
I agree.
Joseph is clamoring for African football to be respected. And he's saying that he expects that the coach that won the AFCON should be given the award. But I want it to work that way. And South Africa went toe-to-toe with Nigeria. Made it to the final. Pushed Nigeria to penalties
that
in the final.
5 years ago. It doesn't happen 10 years ago. So you've got to give them credit.
We understand that where they are coming from. We understand, but we are just projecting African football. In the Nations Cup here, you know, next year, let's not have something similar. But Katlana deserves it anyway.
Let's make Joseph and Nigerian football fans happy. Women's Team of the Year.
A bit of a contradiction.
Women's Team of the Year will come up now. And of course, it's Nigeria. That's one. Women's Team of the Year, Women's Coach of the Year. We told you Desiree Ellis won. That's one. So we've been talking about the CAF Awards for 2018. We love it. It's the best of African football. And then so CAF sits down and says, let's give honor to everyone that has done so well in a particular year. And that's the confirmation of it right there. Men's Team of the Year, Mauritania. Women's Team of the Year, Nigeria. So Joseph and football fans in the country, they just chill with that with a bottle of drink. We're coming. They will do more. But this one really got everyone talking. Africa's best 11 for 2018. So look at the list. Dennis Onyango of Uganda, Mamelodi Sundowns. Serge Aurier of Cote d'Ivoire and Tottenham Hotspur. Mehdi Benatia of Morocco and Juventus. Eric Bailly of Cote d'Ivoire and Manchester United. Khalidou Koulibaly, you said it, a fantastic player of Senegal and Napoli. Let's roll. Naby Keita is from Guinea and he plays for Liverpool. Thomas Partey of Ghana and Atletico Madrid. Riyad Mahrez is an Algerian and he plays for Manchester City. Mohamed Salah of Egypt and Liverpool. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang of Gabon and Arsenal. And as you can see, no player from the Super Eagles of Nigeria. And so social media, every Nigerian, those ones that didn't have data, they went to buy. Get ready. And they said, start mentioning CAF online and then asking questions. I love Nigerian football fans because they're very loyal. So John Ogu went online. You will see his tweets now. He didn't call names. He didn't offend anybody. I want to know what's really going on. So And that's it right there. And John Ogu say, sorry to say, sorry or no fight. Sorry to say, but this, it says, Wilfred Ndidi should be here. My own opinion, guys in that position didn't do more than him. Yeah. And look at those guys. It's a 4-3-3 formation. Look at the guy. Wilfred Ndidi can easily be anywhere. Them. John Ogu's opinion. It can be in the middle, it can be on the left, it can be on the right. Do you agree?
I absolutely agree. I mean, I saw this lineup and I was gutted. I was really livid because, I mean, I'm looking at this lineup and I'm saying African players have done really well. It does appear to me that your name, the name of your club has got to be Atletico Madrid or Real Madrid or Barcelona or Chelsea or an Arsenal for you to be in the top 11 because it doesn't work. Now, I'm not even talking Wilfred Ndidi alone. I'm talking Idrissa Gueye of Everton, the Senegalese. No defensive midfielder in the Premier League last season won more tackles than Idrissa Gueye. And now this is a player who went to the World Cup and did very well and is not in this list. Wilfred Ndidi, the numbers, the staggering numbers of Wilfred Ndidi in the Premier League last season and even this season already, it is unbelievable. And for a World Cup here, Joseph has been talking about the competition here, for a player who in all honesty went to the World Cup half fit and still showed his quality, it is quite amazing. And I'm looking at Naby Keita, top player, unbelievable quality. But the truth of the matter is that Naby Keita didn't quite show anything for Guinea this year. Didn't quite do it that much for Guinea in 2018. And for Liverpool, we saw glimpses. We saw glimpses at the start of the season, but not quite the player who you feel should be or can be. And you're looking at Thomas Partey. Thomas Partey has been in and out the Atletico Madrid side. And for Ghana, they've had almost a woeful qualifying series for Ghana. So we're thinking the balance, doing well at club level and doing well for your national teams. Wilfred Ndidi and Idrissa Gueye have got to replace Thomas Partey and Naby Keita in this list. And I'm looking at CAF and I'm wondering, I like CAF to clarify the basis, because we need to find the basis. What are the bases for you choosing players like this? What were the modalities? We need to find out, because this is not about me being Nigerian, because I've talked about the Senegalese as well. I'm thinking Wilfred Ndidi and Idrissa Gueye are the two best defensive midfielders in African football as I speak. And I can make bold to say top 10, if not top 6, best defensive midfielders in the world. Those two players. You've got to be putting them out there.
I agree. John Ogu said, sorry to say this. I want to quote him again. He said, sorry to say this, but at Wilfred Ndidi should be here, should be in that CAF best 11. My own opinion, you can think whatever you want to think, but that's his own opinion. And he says, guys in that position didn't do more than him. And I think that was
very, very clear. 4 players stand out. You know, personally, I don't believe they have any business in this team. Sergio Aurier had a very disappointing spell at Paris Saint-Germain. He was kicked out, practically kicked out of Paris Saint-Germain. Joined Tottenham Hotspur. He's been trying to come to form. He was part of an Ivorian team that was extremely disappointing in the qualifying series. Lost 2-0 to Morocco at home in Abidjan, you know, the last game of qualifying. I mean, they did quite poorly, and he made the list. Eric Bailly was quite good with Villarreal, but since he joined Manchester United,
shadow of himself.
Total shadow of himself. Howlers everywhere, red cards. He hasn't done anything remarkable. He was part of the same Ivorian team. They were extremely disappointing at the qualifier, lost at home. He wasn't at the World Cup. He was included here. We had the likes of Trust Ekong. We really have to ask ourselves, do we really value our African football? Do we really value national team football? Or is it just club side that we're looking at? He got in basically based on he's been a Manchester United player, not based on performance. He was disappointed with that because they didn't qualify for the World Cup. He was not at the World Cup. Trust Ekong was extremely good at the World Cup. We came out of a very, very difficult group.
Got a club.
Got a club. You know, he's a regular player with Udinese. And he didn't make the list. Ridiculous. You know, let me know. Riyad Mahrez
I know. You guys are taking it easy.
We had Mahrez as well. Wasn't quite, you know, himself at Leicester City. forced his way into, you know, Man City.
They've decided you, Joseph.
Record signing.
I know,
But he was part of the Algerian team that was extremely disappointing. Finished last in the group. Didn't do much. Was not at the World Cup. And he made this list.
I know. Nigerian football. Both of them, they're Nigerians. I'm the presenter of this show, and I can understand where they're coming from. I see the analysis. Take this to CAF. The verification committee for that award, they will all be sacked. And it's not just Joseph and Iniobong that shares his views. Let's go to social media. Guys are not smiling. Okay, let's go on this break. When we come back from this break, I'll go to social media and you hear what Nigerian football fans are saying. So don't go anywhere. Stay.